Listen up, you lot! Welcome to the bloody essential guide on chicken care. Today we're diving headfirst into what those feathered fiends should be eating and what you need to avoid like the bloody plague. Whether you're a newbie chicken owner or you've been at it for donkey's years, this guide will help you keep your flock healthy, happy, and laying eggs that aren't bloody raw. We're starting with the basics, you donkey, just like you. Chickens need a balanced diet to thrive. That means a good mix of carbs, protein, vitamins and minerals. Don't even think about feeding them just scraps. This isn't some back-alley operation. We're running a tight ship here, and that means giving those chickens the nutrition they deserve. Grains should be the backbone of your chicken's diet, providing them with the energy they need to run around like headless chickens all day long. Think cracked corn, wheat, barley, oats, all top-notch choices. But for God's sake, keep it in moderation. We don't want obese chickens, do we? Listen, vegetables aren't just for bloody vegetarians, all right? Your chickens need their greens too. Leafy greens, broccoli, carrots, peas. They're all packed with vitamins and minerals that'll make your chickens healthier than a horse. Just make sure it's chopped up properly, otherwise you'll have a choking hazard on your hands. And trust me, you don't want to be performing the Heimlich maneuver on a chicken. Chapter 4, Fruit, the sweet treat. Now, a little bit of fruit can be a nice treat for your chickens, but don't go overboard. It's like giving a kid a bloody candy bar too much and they'll be bouncing off the walls. Apples, berries, melons, they're all fine in moderation. But remember, sugar rush in a chicken is not a pretty sight. Chapter 5, Protein Power. Get those chickens ripped. Protein is essential for growth, egg production, and for turning those scrawny chickens into prize-winning birds. Mealworms, earthworms, cooked eggs, they're all fantastic sources of protein. Just make sure it's cooked properly. We don't want any salmonella outbreaks in this coop. Chapter 6, Avocado, the devil's fruit. Avocado, that green, mushy nightmare. Listen up, you need to avoid avocado like it's the plague. It contains persin, which is toxic to chickens. One bite of that and your chicken will be pushing up daisies. Do you want a dead chicken on your hands? Chapter 7, Chocolate, the sweet poison. Chocolate might be delicious for us, but for chickens it's a death sentence. It contains theobromine, which chickens can't metabolize. So keep your chocolate stash well away from those feathered fiends. One lick of a chocolate bar and it's game over. Chapter 8, Raw beans, a recipe for disaster. Beans might be good for your heart, but for chickens they're a bloody nightmare. Raw beans contain hemagglutinin, which is toxic to chickens. It can cause all sorts of digestive issues and even death. So unless you want to be playing chicken hospital, cook those beans thoroughly. Chapter 9, Salty foods. Hold the salt. You might love your salt, but your chickens don't need it. Too much salt can lead to salt poisoning and dehydration, which can be fatal for those feathered friends. So keep those salty snacks to yourself and give your chickens fresh, clean water instead. Chapter 10, Moldy food. Don't be a tight-fisted fool. Listen, I know you don't want to waste food, but feeding your chickens moldy or spoiled food is a recipe for disaster. It can cause all sorts of health problems, and in some cases, it can even be fatal. Bin it. Don't be a tight-fisted fool. Your chickens deserve fresh, healthy food. And there you have it, you lot. A comprehensive guide on what to feed your chickens and what to avoid like a bloody health inspector. Remember, a healthy diet is the key to a happy and productive flock. So go forth and raise those chickens right. Keep those chickens healthy, happy and laying eggs that are bloody perfect, and for God's sake, no more bloody raw chicken.